Hi, I'm Shubes, calling in from my orange dinghy, and this is Rantz. We're myself and Crisandro.
Hi everyone.
Going to preview the Man City game, talk about a little bit about the West Ham and PSV games.
PSV, gone Dutch there.
Gone Dutch, because I am that cheap. But no, and then hopefully, obviously we had a pod, basically, last week for the West Ham game. But as West Ham, as the PSV game showed, you can have a great plan, but things can still go tits up.
Mm-hmm.
So, Crisandro, you went to the hell that was Westfield, Stratford.
Mm-hmm.
And
the Westfield Wanderers, yep.
The Westfield Wanderers, and then you went to, I wouldn't call it heaven, but you were in Amsterdam for a day or so, and please remember this is a family-friendly podcast, so we don't want to hear about anything that happened in Amsterdam, and then just clue us in. So, how far is Amsterdam from Eindhoven? Are they very far?
Well, hello everybody. They have an amazing railway service over in the Netherlands. It's just so seamless and everything's just run so smoothly. It is literally just an hour's journey from Amsterdam over to Eindhoven, and also hotels and stuff were cheaper in Amsterdam as well, which is why I stayed there instead of staying in Eindhoven. But it was worth it. The whole trip was fantastic, apart from most parts of the game, but we played. I don't know if people saw the video I did for the.
For those who haven't checked it out, where can they find your? We can't call it away days because that we probably get us sued. But where can we find your video of your away day? See, I said day, not days. At Eindhoven, and I think you did an away day for West Ham as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah. It's all on the channel. I just literally click onto the channel and then hit the programs. They're all on the Matchday Supplement, and you'll be able to see both videos. Very interesting games for different reasons, really. I suppose we were to start with the West Ham game because, as you touched on earlier, we did do a podcast for that, but for some reason, technology decided to fail us at the last minute, so we didn't get to upload it.
It's so shame we didn't have technology for the PSV game. I actually was doing the VAR sign as soon as Sanchez's goal went in, and I was like, and they're saying no. It's like, what else is VAR? So it's typical Spurs. VAR will cost us goals against Rochdale. But cost us goals, and then when we need it, it's just VAR is never on our side.
That's the thing.
I was going to say, because I was watching the West Ham game, and it looks as if that definitely, because we are going to be cliche free here at some sort of Tottenham Hotspur Supplement. So it seems like a game of two halves then.
That was it was an interesting match. We played so well in that first half, and did so well, scored a very good goal. That was a great header by Lamela, wasn't it? And a great assist by Sissoko, I think. I
know, it's the last person I thought would be doing anything useful in the game, so,
Well, I suppose you're not alone. A lot of Spurs fans thought that about Sissoko as well. I mean, I'm sure everyone probably hates me for the fact I stick up for him a lot, because I could see the quality that he has, and I was not that surprised at all that he did what he did, and he played so well in that game, and he set up that goal for Lamela, and he drove Spurs forward as best he could. We played so well in that first half, didn't we? And then the second half was just kind of like hanging on almost, and Arnautovic testing Lloris a good couple of times. But I don't know about everybody else. I wasn't that worried about them scoring, even though they got so close. I was worried about players
getting injured. Some of those, because for those of you who didn't actually hear the podcast, I actually did say that West Ham would be, how would I say it?
Will be thuggish.
Well, actually, it's really weird. Actually, I wouldn't say thuggish. You know, they could get us sued. As you said that, that was Crisandro, not me saying that. But no, the thing of what yeah, but it was just, I think there was some meaty challenges, and there was, I don't know if you saw the match of the day, but there was an injury. There could have been an injury to Lucas Moura.
Yeah,
on Snodgrass.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because if you look and contrast it, it was as if the referee, because you said the referee in the PSV game, literally if you touch someone on the shoulder, obviously that has one reaction. They go down as if they've been shot by a bunch of AK-47s. Secondly, you know, they'll ride around and the referee will maybe give a yellow card. But seeing for Spurs, West Ham could literally bring a baseball bat to our kneecaps and the referee still wouldn't give a single thing. So I did find that a little bit, I would say, perturbing, but I think it was really strange because Hugo had an absolute blinding. Because what people as a super keeper, they'd all rate him, and he's great, he's brave, but he's an incredible shot stopper because he's not the biggest. He's only 6'1". It's not as if he's got super long arms. But he's got an incredible spring to him. He's got great reaction.
He does.
I thought, Hugo was definitely. I thought Lamella. As soon as Lamella went off and Kane went off, I thought that say
that's what we began kind of going backwards, didn't we?
Yeah, Llorente just doesn't do that much. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure Nando is, maybe he's had too many of the cheeky ones, but I don't know. He doesn't seem to have that energy. He's just not putting in shift. And maybe would you bother if you know that you've only got a year left in your contract? You're what, 32?
33, I think. Yeah.
33. So chances are you're not going to. It's not as if this is your last big contract anyway. You're not going to. I mean, unless you're going to be going to somewhere like China or to the USA. This is your last major big contract in what I'd call a major league. And I'm not saying he's not putting a shift in, but I'm thinking, well, he's already got the money. He's not going to put any more effort. So I just think, for me personally, if he went in January, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I think I don't know if it's an attitude thing, really. I think it's more to do with the fact that we as a club, I don't think we're the best fit for him. I mean, the last season he had at Swansea before he joined us, he's banged in 15 goals. He had numerous assists. He worked so well and did so well. And then he comes to a club like ours, who would literally try and play the ball to feet, literally try and play the ball in behind him so they can actually run onto. He's not a type of player who will run onto the ball. He's not a player who will receive the ball.
He's a box player.
Exactly, yeah. And seeing as we like to play outside the box more times than we do like crossing the ball in or whatever, I know said that, and Sissoko banged in that cross for the Lamella, but you know what I mean. That's not the type of game that we play nowadays.
The thing is, Lamella's mobile. Lamella will make those runs in and out.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know if you saw the in and out. I don't know if it's a bit of a weird one, because I don't know if you saw Icardi's goal against Milan. It was an absolute beautiful in and out run, and it was absolutely beautiful. I don't know if Icardi was watching the Lamella match thinking, shit, I wouldn't mind being able to do a bit of that, because it was absolutely beautiful. And because I'm only sorry if I digress a little bit, but when you look at, say, players like Lamella, Dybala and Icardi, and you think, and you can't say Lamella because he was injured for so long, but how on earth Dybala and Icardi don't get into the Argentinian side? I have no idea.
Very true.
But like I said, I just think he's a box player, and I think at Swansea, Swansea knew who their best two players were. They were Sigurdsson and Llorente, and obviously Tom Carroll. Can't forget him, obviously.
Yeah, very true.
And the team was kind of built around their strengths, whereas essentially he's not the biggest fish in the pond anymore.
Yeah,
and the team is not going to be built around his strengths. They're going to be built around the collective, obviously, but. There are players who are stronger, who are more effective, and either he has to be able to adapt, or I think, given the age he's at, and I'm not saying lack of motivation, but he's 33, he's won a World Cup, he's won titles in Serie A. I'm not saying he's not going to try, but that oomph, that desire, that spark, it won't be there. And I just think, personally, in January, if he was to go, I wouldn't be surprised, just because he's not homegrown. He's not someone that you think, oh, we can bring him on. He'll do X, Y, Z. And I think, to be very fair, Kane. I don't know if you actually was Man United on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. It was a Tuesday game, wasn't it?
It was in the midweek. Yes.
Tuesday game. So Man United Juventus, if you look at Lukaku, he was just so out of his depth. And obviously against Chiellini and Bonucci, it's not hard to be out of your depth against those two kind of players.
True.
But you could just tell that basically wherever he wanted to go, they just he was outsmarted constantly. And I'm saying it's not coming out of having Kane is one of those few players that has that physicality as well as that nous to really draw players out. And I do think he is, I wouldn't say irreplaceable, but in terms of that kind of 6 foot plus powerful, forward, there aren't that many that I can't think of many apart from maybe Lewandowski.
Yeah, I thought so.
He's the only one I can think of. I'm sure there may be others.
Yeah.
But I maybe Cavani as well. Cavani and Suarez, because obviously, but Suarez isn't really. He's not what he plays something to hold up to. He's more. He'll get to his chest. He'll elbow someone in the stomach or face or wherever. He'll put his knees and
whatever happens.
But he's not. But there aren't that many players that can do that. So I think. I was trying to find that fabled Kane replacement. I think if there was a Kane replacement, guess what? Juventus, everyone would have tried to sign him already.
That's why we're going to try and make our own. Really.
Yeah, so like I said, even before I digress, I just thought Llorente was just not as great, and I think we invited us out. But I think Sanchez, we've spoken about this a few times. Sanchez, he's not good against. Well, I was about to say they don't knock it up at him. They don't knock it up. But I can't. For those non-Brits who listen to this, which probably isn't that many, that was a reference to Corporal Jan in Baghdad's Army. But that physical player that gets in your face, or as I think it was Philippe Senderos who would say, "Come in your face." He actually said that. I
remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
So,
that's all over YouTube, isn't it?
I obviously on YouTube. That was just hilarious. But and I'm not saying no one should have to accept that being put in their face. But,
that's one hell of a tackle, isn't it?
Yeah, God. But no, I just think that he's got to learn how to handle those kind of players. Like the Diego Costas, actually that's the only one I can think of. Diego Costa, the only other one that will use his physicality, that will use there's aggressive, physical, and will ruffle the feathers. He's the only one. There aren't that many. I think there's only 3 or something on that level. Well, Arnautovic isn't that level, but he is physically 6'3". He used to be a winger, so he's obviously quick. Yeah, and they've worked out that as a wing forward. I mean, I must admit, Stoke did a really good bit of business buying him for $3 million. Yeah, very true. And selling him off for 20 million. And the fact that they went down, and United, and West Ham United did stay up. I think that's evidence of that they really missed that kind of, not just his goals, but his physicality and his he's someone that I wouldn't be surprised in a few years if, say, an Atletico Madrid or whatever came calling, not because he's such a prolific goal scorer, but he does bring that physicality.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's true. That was evident in that game. So that this was a game that we won. We actually held on to a lead, and then held on and saw it out. So that was a good performance. And then comes the PSV game. And where to begin with that one? It seems that there's like a different Spurs. Well, I say a different Spurs that takes part in the Champions League than the one that we see takes part in the league. But I was actually quite impressed by that performance on Wednesday. I think I even said in the video that it looks like we've got our old Spurs back, but we're just so fluid. We're just
you have to jinx it, didn't you? I was wondering. Now I know.
Yeah, I actually said it in the video. Yeah, I do apologise. But just
we have got our old Spurs back because the Spurs that let you down as well. So I actually said that to a friend of mine. She introduced her to Spurs a few years ago, and then 4 years later, she's now back. She was back in the UK. Nice. So she wanted me up. I said, look, I'll take you to a Spurs match. You can watch it. We went to the Railway Tavern in just near Liverpool Street, just off just near the Broadgate Ice Rink. It's a free plug for them because they haven't paid anything for that advert. Yeah. And so basically, we were watching it there, and it wasn't terrible. I mean, I was watching the game. Because also I had to explain a few things to her. I was missing most of it. I was chatting with her a little bit. Yeah. But the one thing you notice is that basically, I think at many games we have made a lot of errors in both in the Premier League and the Champions League. The difference is, apart from say the rest of the Big Six and the Champions League, none of the teams can capitalise on that to hurt us. I think one team has very flukily, and that was Watford.
Yeah.
But generally, we've been able to basically get away with making horrible mistakes. Because if you look at that United game, where we won 3-0, that first half was absolutely diabolical, the amount of errors we were making.
Yeah, very true.
And I was surprised we went 3-0 down. And how on earth we ended up being... Obviously, I'm not going to... Then obviously we ended up being 3-0 up. And I think... I don't know what more Poch can do, because for me, I've spoken to quite a few people. For me, I think it's a combination of three things, really. I think there's a lack of game management, which we've seen back even since 2016. The West Brom game comes to mind, which we should have won. Yeah. So we shouldn't have needed to go to Chelsea to need the win. Yeah, that title. The Chelsea game, obviously, that happened. You know, again, obviously that Stoke game earlier in the season where we were 2-0 up, and then they ended up drawing 2-2. So game management is clearly a thing that we are struggling to come to terms with. I don't think we've got that now-set person that knows when to lock the gate. I don't know. I don't know if we've brought that in. If we know to develop that. But secondly, I think there's obviously a creaking tiredness. I think there's no fact that we're making more errors. You make more errors when you're tired. That's just when you're tired, you're fatigued, you're going to make more errors. It's just not just the physical, but it's the mental fatigue. And I think third, there's a creeping complacency. I think if you come in. I mean, obviously, I don't know if we'll have time to talk about the announcement about the stadium not being open, until probably the new year now.
Which I said would happen, didn't I?
I said that 2 months ago, and I tried to go to a bookie to put a bet on it, and they all refused.
Because they all knew it as well, didn't they?
And I don't know what it was. Was it my Spurs shirt, my Spurs scarf that gave it away? How I knew about this? The fact that I speak in a broadly Tottenham accent, I have no idea what gave that away. But I don't know what you find this fun. I can have a serious bit of bumps here. But
yeah, I think it's pretty much an open secret about the stadium there. But I hear your point.
We've had a secret, but God forbid you tell anyone else. They're like, no, man, it's only going to be another couple of months. And I'm like, no, these projects. I remember I think it was DJ Nihal, and he actually said, look, you know what it's like. You tell the builders, how long is it going to be? They'll tell you a month, and it's always like 2 months. You're 3 months down the line. They're still working on stuff. And for me, this is this, right? When I went past stadium, I think in 2017, this is just after stadium closed. No, just halfway through the season, through last season. I was looking, I was thinking, there's no way the stadium's going to be done. And if you look, I know some of you guys know, there's a bellend who runs around with white headphones, and he runs around the stadium at least once a week. And if you spot this bellend, go very, very far away. But this bellend did tell me that. So the stadium clearly wasn't ready. And sometimes this bellend would run past a shift change, and there would be literally like an army of workers looking to go in, an army of workers looking to go out. That's what it was like. And I said, there would be, this bellend, new people are working on it. Apparently there's loads of errors. It was one of the reasons they're paying so much money is that a lot of people refuse to work on it, because I better not say anything, but if you're worried about getting sued, I don't get sued by Mace Construction. The actual people that are running the construction. But apparently there's a lot of people that aren't happy the way things are being run. People are being shouted and screamed out for things that clearly aren't their fault. Allegedly. Because Mace are trying to get this thing on time. They promised this time. They haven't. And I know we haven't spoken to Man City yet, but that's the thing when you haven't got a billion. When you haven't got billionaires and pump loads of money in. You've got players. I mean, if you look at, say, we'll talk about them lot down the road. When they had to build their stadium, their transfer window took an absolute hit. They weren't able to spend the money as they wanted to for years while they were building their stadium, and even for the many years after they built their stadium, they still weren't able to spend as freely as they would have liked. Now,
there was a difference though, because I think theirs was like 70-80% mortgage, whereas ours is not as much, which is probably why I think that's probably why some Spurs fans are angry that they see that we didn't spend any money. Although I can't really
Yeah, I'll cost that astronomical. Ashburn. The reason that, first of all, for those of you who don't know this, and some of you do, Tottenham's a shithole. So land is not that expensive compared to Islington, which is in the Zone 1. That's just call it what it is. I mean, let's face it, there are places in and around the Islington area, like around Hollow Road, around that kind of area. And if you go like even a mile down to Hackney, you're talking £1 million houses for a 3-bed.
Yeah, that's true.
So these are the price of the property, and they're going through the roof anyway. So that's the one thing. But at the end of the day, it's just a fallacy to say that your transfer window will not be affected. Your ability to bring in new players to invest will not be affected by the capital, because it's a capital asset. Yeah. And it makes sense to spend on a capital asset, but then you have other investment activities that will take a hit because you haven't got the cash to provide for it. We haven't got a shirt sleeve sponsor because we haven't got a stadium sponsor. And it's like a chicken and egg. They want to have, if they have a very paltry amount for the stadium sponsor, guess what? They'll get very little money for the shirt sleeve sponsor, and vice versa. Yeah. So therefore, they want to set the tone. And I think, for me personally, I think they should have said, look, it'll be 2 years, we're not going to be at Wembley, we're going to get it all sorted, which is what I've been saying for the last 2 months. Yeah. That chances are, even if they do get the stadium sorted, I really do think it'll probably be, we're looking at, to get everything, to get that certificate of safety.
There's 2 test games and stuff, yeah.
2 test games, number one. And not, the other major thing is this. When did we learn about the Liverpool game? It was December 15th. So we were told in beginning of August? Yeah. Beginning of August, maybe end of July? That was 6 weeks away. So we're 6 weeks away. Spurs know that the holiday, especially around the Christmas New Year's period, is when a lot of our foreign fans will come over to watch a lot of games. And they know that they've already screwed them over once. And God forbid, they screw over the foreign fans again, because obviously, that is where the money is, and anyone that disagrees is going to be signed on court. But that's where the money is, unfortunately. That the UK's got a population of 50, 60 million. Unless there's a massive lack of condoms, which there may be post Brexit. You're not going to get a whole bunch of Spurs fans coming out of the woodworks any time soon. But that's the thing. When obviously we'll talk about the Man City game, but eventually. But I don't think we have an investment, because and the other thing that really annoyed me, I didn't get a chance to watch the PSV under-19 games because they didn't show it on BT. Yeah, I missed that. I didn't get a chance. Raylo did a commentary on it, and he said, look, PSV had 4 chances, Spurs had 25 chances. We didn't take them away. So it's in our DNA. It's in...
Seems to be, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and something, I don't know why it's changed, but I think, for me, the January window, for me, especially, I don't know if you noticed the timing of that announcement coming at 4 o'clock? So not in time to make the evening papers, not in time to make any of it, people are on their way home, so they're not really, paying any attention to it. This is information they would have known, Friday morning, they would have known Thursday, it's not as if they just suddenly figured this out. So I think the club has got a massive perception problem. There's a lack of trust with the club.
Communication, I think.
Lack of trust about it. There's been poor communication. Well, I think for many years, but I think the season tickets, the Liverpool game, a lot of things. And I just think personally, if we were a sponsor, there wouldn't be, if you were one massive corporate sponsor, there wouldn't be. There would be clamour. But I think Spurs were more, for the fact that they were more apologetic to the NFL than they were to their own fans.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that as well, actually. Yeah, I did notice that.
I think that's been something that's been an issue, and I think ultimately there is a lot of goodwill because I remember back in the early 90s, a lot of people gave up their season tickets because they got so tired of the products. And I remember a lot of people just being disenfranchised. They said, it's just not worth it. And so they would support, but not as vocally, not with the same passion. And I think, unless you've got and obviously I'm not asking for Joe Lewis to spend billions, because I don't do, because trust me, after what happened to that Khashoggi guy, I don't say anything that offends. I've been over the royal family. Love the bunch of lads. can't say anything to offend them at all. But no, unless you've got to say get a couple of £1 billion to put in your back pocket, and you know, it is, you know, there will be mistakes. I'm hoping January transfer window does some things, but going to the Man City game, I don't know if I thought what Lozano did to say Davies and Davies quite a lot.
Yeah,
that's just Chucky Lozano. He's a decent player, but he ain't the world's best. Could you imagine? I'm not saying Sterling's the world's best, but he's a lot better than Lozano. And imagine you've got Son on the other side. Yeah. And you've got De Bruyne and Silva feeding those two. You know, that to me does not, you know, that's not a recipe for success, in my opinion. Thoughts?
That's the thing, and I've been kind of like lying awake since the PSV game, trying to like think of how we are going to stop them playing. I mean, it was kind of interesting that Aurier didn't play against PSV, which kind of led me to believe that he might play against Manchester City, mostly for his pace, I guess. That if he does get done,
but I mean, but Ben Davies has been playing week in week every single game because Danny Rose, who is still asking for a pay rise, probably, even though he's been injured for the last year and a half. Yeah. You know, we are seriously, I mean, I think Potter's system, I know it sounds really stupid, but I think we need 3 fullbacks in those positions just because...
Kyle Walker-Peters?
Because Kyle Walker-Peters can cover, I suppose, at left back. But it is going to be a real test him because he's someone like, I think to be a right-footed left back, you have to be Philip Lahm. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Yeah,
that's what you mean. Yeah,
I just think it's just so difficult. I mean, it's all right if you're further up the pitch and your ability to cut in onto your stronger foot is a lot more useful to you, just because you're further up the pitch. But if you're like it's all the way back, back towards goal, I think you want a natural left footer on that side. And sadly, the player that would have been a really good fit is now in Germany, Keenan Bennett.
You think so?
I think he would have been a great.
Yeah, I think
I watched him last season, and literally when I basically watched these under-19 games, I mean, obviously I need to see a full sample. I'm not like Raylo or Windy, but whenever I watch these, I say which players for me stand out. And the only 2 players that have ever stood out when I watched these games were Skip and Bennett. Yeah. I watched the other games. I've watched some more recent games, and again, Skip. I don't. No player really stood out. They weren't terrible, but the only player that really I thought, this is the only one player that knows what he's doing that doesn't seem phased with Skip.
Well, there is another one, but he's out injured for long term now, isn't he?
Oh no, this was playing in the under-19s though.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, I was talking about Luke Amos because
Luke Amos,
get also Luke. No, we're all thinking of you.
I just look at that and I just think, well, because I'm worried that like Sterling's going to tear Davies to shreds. You've got Toby Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez, who clearly don't like being playing left centre back. So I think we've been so used to having Jan playing every game. I don't think Jan's ever missed a game really. He's been Mr. Consistent. He's been there pretty much all the time. And I think we are. I mean, everyone's throwing about Toby leading, but I'm thinking. I'm not saying Toby's replaceable. Yeah. But there are more right-footed centre-backs than there are left-footed centre-backs. That's just the nature of the beast.
Well, I don't actually think we've been playing that well anyway, so that's what's kind of given me pause for thought as well. As again, if people have seen the videos, they know that I kind of like shouted at Toby quite a fair bit, and then I shouted at him a hell of a lot against PSV after that awful mistake, letting the first goal.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that we are trying to be a ball-playing team. We are trying. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Bielsa things aren't working because I don't know if you saw that, but Borussia Dortmund absolutely smoked the crap out of Atletico Madrid. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I think you can be an excellent defender and make a mistake. I've seen some of the best defenders in the world make an absolute. How on earth did you manage to do that?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not regular, is it? And the very best, they don't have that like slight mistake in every game. Is an odd thing, which is why we kind of look at it and say, "Oh, you made a mistake." But whereas if it's a common thing, even like if it's a tiny thing, it just kind of like plays on your mind. And I don't want to say that, I hope it doesn't knock his confidence, because we would need everyone to be on their best and literally keeping their eyes peeled.
Did you see? He actually helped off the ground. He just he did look absolutely devastated by the mistake he made.
He did.
I think
Yeah.
I can't remember who pulled him up. I can't remember, was it Dyer? I can't remember who. Someone picked him up. Someone had to pick him up. I think it might have been Ben Davies or something.
Yeah.
Someone had to literally help him up, because you can tell. I mean, people say, "Oh, players don't care," and maybe they're not kissing the badge, one of their own kind of thing. But mistakes will haunt players, and so hopefully, all you can do is put it to one side, and try and learn from this. But for me, that's one thing that worries me. So you've got the speed of Sane and Sterling. You've got the option of Mahrez coming on.
That's the thing,
If David Silva isn't playing to 100%, you can bring on is it Bernardo Silva?
He plays further back, doesn't he?
No, Bernardo Silva. But
does he play in the same position, does he? Okay.
Yeah, they play in the same position, yeah.
Okay.
And I just think, when you look at Man, the only way I think I can actually see us beating Man City is, I think Stones still out. Stones is.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if Company's injured or not, but
he usually is, isn't he?
He usually is. I just think personally, I would go with a 4-3-3. I would go with Lamela and Kane. I think Lamela and Kane do work well together. I think Trippier, to give them to, I think Moura got some bad. I think it was harsh on Moura. But I thought Moura, considering that this is his first calendar year. They're less than a calendar year playing for us. I think he's doing quite well. Yeah, he is. I think, and he's linking up with Trippier quite well. And I just think I would actually have Lamela, and I actually would actually have Lucas Moura, because I think he might have been at that Palace game when Zaha literally was killing the crap out of Walker. Were you there for that game?
I was.
And I just remember the Palace fans singing, "He's just too good for you. He's just too good."
Yeah.
I was saying with the Palace fans, and they were absolutely loving the way. And I just think personally, I think you've got to have their weak link, and I think their weak link is a Mendy. Mendy is not a weak link. Definitely not. He's a very good defender. But I think Kyle Walker, if you actually make him defend, as in actually
make him go backwards.
Now, make him go backwards, make him defend, and and use the fact that he's so used to his speed, But actually, when you have someone with a low centre of gravity, who can turn direction at either face, I actually would personally have Lucas Moura on the right, on the left, as it cut on the inside, Harry Kane up front, Lamela on the left, the right wing forward cutting in, and I would actually have a midfield three. I would have Dyer, Eriksen, and Winks. I just think you need to control that midfield, and you want to have ball players in there that can handle the passing.
Okay, so you wouldn't go for a second strong defensive midfielder then?
Well, the thing is, we haven't got one. I mean, Wanyama's not fully fit. Dembele, you saw it. I think 2 years ago, Dembele would have been able to handle that game. He did handle that game against the likes. I think De Bruyne was injured for that particular season.
No, he's back, isn't he?
No, as in like when we actually smoked them at when we did really well against them at the Etihad.
Oh, when we beat them 2-1, yeah.
It's being 2-1. But I think Dembele isn't that player anymore. He hasn't got the physicality to do what he needs to. And I think I just think personally, bring him on for the last half an hour, I think that works. But against City last season, I think it beat us 5-2 or something, 5-1 or something.
Well, at home.
At the Etihad.
Sorry, at the Etihad it was 4-1.
4-1, and you could just tell Dembele just was chasing shadows. He just couldn't physically keep up, and you could see it. He just didn't have that in his legs to do what he needed to do.
That was scary.
I don't think Dembele's a starter, and I don't think Wanyama's a starter. I think personally, I go 4-3-3. Have Dyer. Just say, look, you've got two jobs. You are the water carrier. It's not the most humble jobs. Your job is just to give the ball to Winks. Because Winks, one thing we did see against the Spain game, although he's not Luka Modric or Dembele, he can receive the ball under pressure. He can receive the ball back to goal, turn, and feed it forward. And not that I don't think Eriksen. I think Eriksen I'm not saying he won't track back or anything. He's not going to be a physical player, but he'll give us that running. And ideally, it would have been Dele, Winks.
Dele, yeah.
Yeah, because I think Dele, Winks, and say Dyer.
Yeah.
Just because we need that, just a bit more power in there and a bit more lungs.
That's why I was thinking that probably Sissoko will play where you think Winks will play, and have Ericsson in front of them going forward, sort of thing.
I just don't trust Sissoko. I mean, honestly,
I know you don't.
I don't trust him. I just think he's what I call a body. He's a squad player. I think he's a very well-paid squad player. You know, and every team needs it. Every team needs someone who can muck in and be a squad player. Every you know, it's like Delph. Fabian Delph is a glorified squad player. Yeah, he'll fill in. He'll go into he'll play at left back. He had to. He'll go in centre midfield, but he's not going. He won't kick up a fuss. If he plays, he doesn't play. He's not going to be too high maintenance. But
so you could be that at Man City going, aren't you?
You can be at Man City because you're able to pay a buttload of money.
Exactly.
You're getting, you're playing with probably some of the best players, not just in your country, but in Europe. Being coached by one of the best managers in the world. I'm not going to say. I mean, big people know my things about Pep. It's very easy to be a good manager when you've got the best ingredients. To be the best chef, the best ingredients. Yeah. Not that hard. And then it's a skill. But I always said that. Anyone can cook fillets. Give me someone that can cook me cow's foot or shin of beef. That's something. That's something a lot more. That takes a lot more skill to get something like that tasting as good as say a bit of fillet. But I just think for me, maybe it's just lunchtime. I'm getting hungry. But I just think when you look at that, you just think, I think in back four, I'd play Davison Sanchez and Toby Alderweireld. I do worry. If there's no one else that can play, we're not playing 1-4. We basically bought a lad from last season. We said it'll take you years to get ready. Well, this is his time. You've got to start playing him until he's going to wait for the League Cup. Obviously, I don't.
Well, that's why we're playing him in until he gets a bit more confidence.
He gets good for minutes. But for me, the best thing that we could have done for him is send him to Leeds, which is a horrible fate. I wouldn't want to my worst enemy, but I just think no, get him half a season there, get him playing under Bielsa, let him know because the same similar thing. Get him game time. The Championship is really good for if you're 18 to 20. Yeah, it's a great place to go. If you're playing regular minutes in the Championship at 18 and 20,
it toughens you up.
It toughens you up, and more importantly, that place is a marathon. It is absolutely.
It's a game every 3 days, isn't it? So
every 3 days, and that's why you can be top of the league. I mean, I think it's Sheffield United, and I think it's Middlesbrough top of the league right now. Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if by December they fell away, just because of the sheer level of games. Not because they're terrible, but just they can catch up to you, and some other team can just take your place. It's just so. It's like being in a marathon, but there's 20 runners, and you're all literally within 5 meters of each other. Yeah. Yeah, that is how tough the Championship is. And for me, I'll just say in there. But people give Hugo Lloris a lot of crap, but that was a poor pass by Ericsson. I don't think he had to rush out, but that's his natural reaction. If you've got a sweeper keeper, you're paying him because his instinct isn't to stay on his line. His instinct is to come sweep, and that means you can't be what I call careless. You're passing. You can be brave passing it forward, but when you're passing it sideways or backwards, you've got to be careful as hell.
Well, that's what that feeds into what I said earlier about the players concentrating, because as you mentioned, Ericsson, that was a poor pass. I think I said that on the video as well, that I just couldn't understand that pass by Ericsson. And then Lloris, I guess I don't know if he had no choice, but that's just the second time now in as many games where he's kind of like come rushing out like that. I think there is a way of coming out and also putting pressure on the player without going feet first like that. But
I think he's overcompensating. I think he is. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but I actually did say this actually in the game, and actually at the Barcelona game, as to someone check his urine sample because he might have had a bit too much wine or something. But I just think honestly, I think Hugo, the style of sweep keeper he's playing, I think we'll get another couple more years out of him. But we should be looking to the future. and looking to bring in a goalkeeper that will eventually take the reins and challenge Hugo.
Gazzaniga.
I think Gazzaniga's a player person. I think he's a decent player. He's a big lump. He's got 6'5".
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be a sweeping keeping as much, because he just isn't. Unless Usain Bolt turns up to give us a bit of coaching, I don't think he's going to be as quick off his line as I don't know, as Hugo's. But one thing I would like for us to see is that, if we can have ministers to train things, but I think we should look to play some of our goalkeepers in training and say, look, I know you're a goalkeeper, but just go in the centre off. Know when to clear, know when to read it. Because that way, if you know what the last line defence is going to do, you've got a better idea. You've played there.
Yeah.
And guess what? You are going to know better when to come in and when not to come out. You want to know when to read it, because it's like I said, when not to. And I think that's just something that I'm just putting that out there. But I think Gazzaniga is someone I think could be that. But definitely, and that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. How would you line up the team any differently?
I would. Well, I guess with the players that we have at the moment, the 4-3-3 does appeal. But the only change I would probably make, and I know you kind of shut it down just then, but I would say Sissoko ahead of Winks, just to have a strong body there, and as a player that can actually, and he can actually respond quickly. He does respond quickly to attacks, and he can get his body in there, and he can tackle, and that's what we would probably need more than. Because I do kind of worry about players like Ericsson and Winks trying to get back and having to deal with the trickery of the Man City midfield, and so I think that's probably a. I know he's not defensively minded, but at least he kind of stands his ground, gets the ball, and then fetches it, and then lays it onto the players who can cause the damage. And I think that's what we'll.
Maybe it's like Delhi. Maybe it's like Delhi, because you never know. Because I think.
Is he fit to start, though?
That's the thing. I don't know if he's fit to start, but I don't think. First of all, there's no way he's going to be playing in the West Ham game. Well, hopefully not, anyway.
No.
So chances are he could probably take a chance on him, and see how fit he is. And because for me personally, and I think probably Southgate, he does owe us one if we just say to him, look, you know what, we all play, midfield three of Dyer, Delhi, and Winks. Because we know you blatantly want to. This allows you to see how good he is against the best, probably best team in the country. But only by one deal, you can't have any of our players for the next 7 internationals. I don't know, maybe we can do a deal. If not that, I'm bringing out the lasagna. But I just think, because I just think personally, what we have missed is the fact that we have become really predictable. With Dele Alli, his stamina is incredible. Yeah. People don't realise. I mean, this guy can literally. He's such an incredible athlete. He's a very good player. I mean, he's got. I don't think his crossing is as good as it could be, but his shooting is very good. His long range passing, his ability to know time his runs, and the fact that the amount of just sheer graft he puts in. Yeah. I just think we need someone that could. Because I don't think we're going to be able to have players like Gundogan. If he's playing or not, I don't know if he is going to be. But players like De Bruyne and Silva, we're not going to be able to outpass them unless we have 2 pass masters of our own. And I think, I wouldn't say Winks is a pass master, let's say like Modric is, but if you have, say, someone like Dele Alli, who is basically able to break the lines by using his running, not like a chicken or a thing, like headless chicken. It's someone that knows when to run and knows when not to. Yeah. That helps break the lines, and I think puts pressure on, say, Laporte, because City, I mean, we saw at Barcelona, he was very, very lucky to have guys like Puyol for so many years, and guys like, I forgot the French lad, Abidal.
Laporte? Yeah, I thought he was from Bilbao.
No, he's in Pep.
Oh, right, I see, yeah.
He had some, he had guys like Puyol, and he had guys like Abidal. Well, obviously, Abidal was obviously ill for a period, but he was. But he had really solid defenders that were able to marshal it. Yeah. I don't think he's got that. Stones can play the ball. Stones is a very good ball-playing defender. But there's a reason why you have Maguire next to him, because Maguire has no nonsense. Yeah. He will,
Yeah, very true.
And I think personally, I think for me, it's just more of an English thing, and I'm sorry for our non-English listeners, so I would give you a two-finger salute, saying, I believe in the victory. It's victory, not a two-finger salute.
I was going to say, careful.
I was going to say, but I honestly do think that in the lack of, say, having a Christian Eriksen for England, I think a 4-3-3 with, say, Winks, Dyer and Dele, if they play together well for Tottenham, I think Southgate will be thinking he'll want to use that. And I just think personally, I would prefer to use it against, say, a lesser team. But I think if we can find out of this game, which I think would be a bit of an achievement. I do think City are just that good. I mean, City have just taken a great side, and in Mahrez, I wouldn't say. To me, Mahrez is what I call a real luxury player. Not because of his attitude, but he's just the fact that you don't really need Mahrez. But Mahrez is there to say, you know what? If none of you guys shape up, he can take your place. And I think we haven't got that. I'm not saying any of the Spurs players have their place for granted. But Mahrez, and obviously, Mahrez is getting paid, say, Harry Kane style money, $200,000 a week or something.
Yeah, about that.
And I think just to put it into perspective, I think that's Eden Hazard money right now. And if you think all that Eden Hazard has done over the last 6 years at Chelsea,
yeah, true.
And the fact that someone like Mahrez, who's a good player, but has only ever had that one good season, that just shows how much City have affected the game, because they can play someone. I'm not saying Mahrez is a terrible player, he isn't. And even after Leicester City won the title, he wasn't a terrible player, but he never really showed those heights that he did all those years ago, which not that I'm feeling bitter about. I'm disguising it very well in my voice and in my timber. But oh God, I still can't get over that. Bloody hell, Leicester City and then Chelsea. Like Murphy's, I'm not bitter. No, I just think we are going on a bit, but I definitely I'm not clearly. I'm making sure we go. I try and get under an hour, but I just think with City, I know because the Spurs can go moan forever. But I just think if you look at City, the fact that they can add the quality of Mahrez, and no one's thinking, oh my God, who's you going to replace? Well, you can replace any of those players. Bernardo Silva. All right, he's playing for Portugal, so it's not as if he's worried about losing his World Cup place. And it's not as if he's worried, I'm not going to get played. Same with Mahrez as well. It's not as if Algeria is not going to start picking him because he's not playing. That's not going to happen. But if you look at the quality that those two players bring, that you can bring that off your bench. When you look at our bench, first of all, we barely have enough players. I mean, I actually did a line-up 11 a few weeks ago, and I actually wrote F knows who the seventh substitute would be, because we had no players. We were literally so short of players at the time. And I just think, and I don't know, I'm going to blow a quick segue into January, but if you look at, say, our team, we just don't have, I think we were a team that had the best, up until, over the last, say, 3 years, I think we've had one of the best first 11s. Over the last 3 years, consistently, our first 11 has been one of the best. But it's at that squad depth, we just don't have it.
Well, we sort of do. I did kind of put on the squad names, the players' names on the group. If you haven't joined our group, check that out. Tottenham Supplement /discussion. And we do have 23 capable players. It's just a case that it feels like 22 of them are always injured.
Okay, capable is one thing, but I just think, I think Trippier, I'm not saying they're capable, I think Trippier, here's the thing, I mean, I don't know, and again, this is me being bitter, but we did this thing at the beginning of the season, we talked about David Luiz, that he's very good in the back three, but the back two, he's not that great.
Yeah,
and we've seen it the last month or so, I don't know what Sarri has been giving him, feeding him, putting him in spinach, but he seems to be like a different player, he's doing everything really well.
New manager, new sounds.
But he's getting it working. Whereas if you look at, say, Trippier is great when you play him, as an advanced wing back. The way Glenn Hoddle probably would have done.
Yeah.
But as part of the back four, unless that back four, if their back four isn't playing anyone pacey, you can get away with it. Or if that back four is going to be what I call playing, not a can, but just someone that isn't going to be much of a threat, you can get away with it. But he isn't that kind of player. I mean, Davies, I mean, some of last season, we all remember he put some really big, put on the cross that one that's North London derby.
Yeah.
Where's that player gone? He seems to have disappeared. There's no confidence in the lad. He's not putting any crosses in. I'm not asking you to go and be attacking fullback. When you're bringing the ball forward, look up, look to play. I'm not saying to get from the byline. He's not a byline player. But try and put crosses in before you get to their byline.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is we haven't got players, but so often there's no one to aim at. There's no there's no player breaking the lines trying to say, I'm going to make that run going forward. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I'd want to be January, but it's not as if I don't think Joe Lewis will sanction any, major signings. And if there's no signings at all this season, I don't know. There could be some serious ructions there, I think, personally. But that's just my opinion.
I did remember doing an interview with, I think it was Neek Sports. Hi to you guys over there, and if you give something for the free advertising. After the West Ham game, where I talked about literally the way we're playing is not, we're just basically getting by at the moment in the Premier League. We're just picking up the 3 points here, there, and where we can. And I did say that if we continue to do that, and by January we need to actually get a couple of players in, because if we're still in the position that we are now when it comes to January and we're in shooting distance of that title, then we have to get the players in, or at least a couple of players just to add the squad depth.
Well, I was going to ask, what do you think of Declan Rice? Because he's someone he's a player that is coming up to contract expiry. I thought he played well against us last season.
He did.
It was the last month against,
He did, but
what did you think of him?
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I mean, he did play well, but he also made like a couple of silly mistakes when it comes to passing. I know it's not like
18, isn't he? He's 18. That's thing.
Yeah. So he's young, isn't he? I can't remember how young he is, but
he's 18, 19. To me, this is it's a bit radical, but for me, if you came to midfield, I would say, Musa, we love you, you're a genius, you are our genius, but you can't do it in the Premier League, and the Premier League is our bread and butter.
Well, that's why he hasn't signed a contract yet. Or been offered a contract, I should say.
Yeah, so I just think I think he'll be moved on in January. For me personally, I wouldn't say bargain hunt, but I think Declan Rice, Morgan Schneiderlin.
Schneiderlin, I haven't heard for a while.
I think, Schneiderlin could be playing under a manager that because he's never played well under Van Gaal. He never played well under Mourinho. He never really played that well under under Koeman. Yeah, I think he's someone that could, which is unusual because he actually would have played under Koeman at Everton. I just think personally, as at Southampton, we could really look to be signing him and say someone like Rice for, like I say, bargain bucket. And I think we need to go out and really spend money on an Ndombele or a De Jong, and get in 3 players and just say to and I'd actually go to Victor Wanyama, do you know what? Go out and loan, get your fitness, whether it's in the Premier League or wherever. I did it in the Premier League because that would actually hurt our rivals. And you say, look, go somewhere like Brighton or wherever, or Watford even, and just basically, you know what? Just play half season, get your fitness back. You're not going to play game in, game out, but someone like Brighton, I think Chris Hume would do us a favour by doing that anyway. Yeah. I don't think Brighton have got that kind of money where they can actually afford to bring in like a body. And I just think that he could do. I think he could do a job for them for half a season. Yeah. I think he can get his fitness back, and then we can move forward. I just think personally, and then if you've got someone like Rice, Schneiderlin, Winks, Dyer, and hopefully maybe a real, what I call marquee sign, like not because we're not getting new stadium, not because I want to sell shirt numbers, let's say like Ndombele or De Jong. We're going to have some real quality in our midfield, which we are seriously lacking. We haven't got that quality there.
Ndombele will be a great signing, I think. I quite like him. But yeah, that's cool. So
you're going on Monday.
I'll be going on Monday, and
the long. Oh God, I feel for you, man, because for those of you who don't know, I'm not going to give away your location, but Chris does live on the south coast, and unfortunately, Chris, I don't think you drive. You're not driving down to that match, are you? You're taking.
It's all public transport.
Yeah, and obviously, for those are foreign listeners, British Rail. Yeah, I think that's a bit old, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun when it works. But also working that day as well, so I'll be trying to get out there as quickly as I can, hopefully before kickoff, and then we shall see. I mean, I actually usually, as everyone knows, I'm usually very so upbeat, so hyper confident about games like that. But I'm kind of like I don't know, just kind of steady in my mind about this one. I do think. Well, we'll see what happens. I will be happy with a point at this juncture.
Normally, I bet. Normally when I bet on these games, I'll always generally, depending who we're playing, but I'll always, because we haven't drawn any games, but I'll always say I'll put let's say £1 on bet I was drawing, that can worth like £7 or £8 or something, and say 50p if we lose something. I bet against so all I've spent is like £1.50 for us to win basically. Yeah. But even in this game, I'm not even going to bet against a draw. I'm just going to bet on City to win, and it's blood money. It goes to a charity, but essentially, I would be happy if we get a draw out of this. Personally, I would be severely amazed. The only thing I think works in our favour is I'm not saying he'll take the game off, but I think he knows that for City, the goal is the Champions League, and I'm not saying he'll take the loss. But I think he doesn't want to risk losing any of his best players. Yeah. I think he'll want to secure the Champions League, and that's where he can start playing some of his young kids. I just think, if they lose this game, obviously they want to be invincibles. They want to set new records and stuff like that. But I think for City, the Champions League is their holy grail. That's the thing they really want, and especially with it looks like PSG might be going out of it, because they might not even qualify past group stage. Yeah, I can really see City, who are the lovely Abu Dhabi royal family, lovely bunch of lads, really wanting this more than anything, because obviously, for those who don't know, there's a bit of Gulf rivalry between Qatar and Abu Dhabi, and I think City to get it's kind of the thing that kind of legitimised. Roman Abramovich's time at Chelsea was winning the Champions League. That said, look, wherever you can, you say the money spent, blah, 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 but that made people look at Chelsea as a legitimate European player. Once you win that coveted Champions League, European Cup, you become, it's like Hamburg, Yeah, well, yeah. I guess that's true. We're at Hamburg now, then. So Chris, where can folks find you on Twitter?
Well, I'm on Twitter at Crisandro, that's CRISANDRO_, and then you'll get all the clips and videos from the YouTube channel and the group wherever I post on it. And I'm at the Real Shubon. I do tweet, although I've had a bit of problems with my Twitter. I've gone from being public to private because there are some really weird people out there. It's Twitter, man. It's always weird. And so, but like I said, I said if you send the mail to Chris or tweet me in it, I will end up seeing it because I'll be on Twitter. And I said I'll always respond. And hopefully, if you listen to our product, thank you, Chris. I mean, for those of you guys who don't know, it takes a lot of effort and work into doing like the editing, the video work, everything. And Chris is. That's why he's skipper. That's why he's gonna. If he gets his own yacht, okay, he'll deserve it because I'm happy with my dinghy. Because Chris is really trying to ship. He is the Ericsson, the Kane, the Deli Alley, the Tongan of the supplement. So. I'm not expecting an upgrade on my dinghy. I was going to say, I'll get you 2 dinghies now then. oh, really? A bright orange dinghy? I might get a life jacket on my dinghy then. All right, that's cool. Anyway, so check us out, facebook.com/the Tottenham Supplement. I've been Shubon. You can find me at the Real Shubon. And like I said, we are growing members. If you're Spurs and you love the club and you want to chat Spurs, you know where to come. Thanks for listening, and as always, come on you Spurs. Come on you Spurs. You all take care. Take care now.